Haloka Provesha.
Recording in progress.
Nidrachadiyuta jiva. Vibhavari Shesha Haloka Provesha. Nidrachadiyuta jiva. Bolo Hari Hari Mukunda Murari Rama Krishna Hayagriva. Bolo Hari Hari Mukunda Murari Rama Krishna Hayagriva. Nashimhavamana Srimadusudhana Brajendranandana Shyama. Putana Gatana Kaita Bashatana Jaya Dasarati Rama. Yashoda Dulala Govinda Gopala Vrindavana Purantara. Gopi Priya Jana Radhika Ramana Bhuvana Sundara Bhora. Ravanathakkara Makanataskara Gopijana Vastrahari. Brajera Rakala Gopa Brindapalo Chittahari Vamsidhari. Yogindra Bandhana Srinandanandana Brajajana Bayahari. Navinane Radha Rupa Manohara Mohana Vamsi Bihari. Yashodanandana Kamsa Nishudana Nikunjara Savilasi. Kadamba Kanana Rasa Parayana Vrinda Vipina Nivasi. Nityananda Vardhana Premani Caitanya Pulasharayo Jakakana Gopangana Gana Chitta Vinodhana Samasta Guna Gana Dhamma Yamuna Jivana Kili Parayana Manasa Chandra Chakora Yamuna Jivana Kili Parayana Manasa Chandra Chakora Namashudaras Ko Krishna Yash Rako Vachana Manna Mohora Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Balabha Giridharidhari Gopi Jana Balabha Giridharidhari Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yamunatira Vanachari Yamunatira Vanachari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Nitai Gaur Hari Bo Hari Bo Hari Bo Nitai Gaur Hari Bo Jai Jai Prabhupada 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 Jai Srila Prabhupada Gaur Premanande Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pastaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Iti Namane Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Sarasatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudhirayat Nasta Praeshu Vabhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtaki Jintian Shefani. Oh, okay. Okay. Hare Krishna. So, of course, this is the last program today. This is the end of our Yatra here in Sri Lanka. So, I've been asked to speak about cultivating qualities. So, one of the very nice things about coming on the Yatra is we have an opportunity to be with so many devotees and to meet so many people from different places, different nationalities, from different positions, different temples. So it's very nice to see the nature of our Krishna consciousness movement, that it's an international society. It's truly international. With so many devotees from different places coming together. And we come together for the purpose of advancing in our spiritual life, hearing more and chanting more. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he arrived in Mathura, he was chanting in front of a deity there in Mathura. And while he was chanting, he was just chanting on his own. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would always be singing and chanting and dancing. Just like when he was in Jharikhanda forest, he was singing and dancing. And when he came to Mathura and he saw the beauty of the deity there, he was chanting and dancing. And then this Brahmana came, an elderly Brahmana man. And he began to dance with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Mahaprabhu was a little surprised that, oh, somebody is dancing with me. You know, when we do Harinam, people often look at us, but you don't get too many people come and join in, take part in the chanting and dancing. That's the devotees. That's how we can recognize the devotee. And Mahaprabhu saw how this elderly Brahmana man began to chant and dance. And he had the same ecstasy as Mahaprabhu. So after Mahaprabhu finished with the kirtan, then he took this elderly Brahmana aside and he questioned him. And he asked him, "Who are you? Where are you from?" And then the Brahmana identified himself. He said, "I am a disciple of Madhavendra Puri." And when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu heard that, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu fell at his feet, because Madhavendra Puri is the spiritual master of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's spiritual master. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, of course, took his initiation from Ishvara Puri. And Ishvara Puri, he was the servant and intimate associate with Madhavendra Puri. And he was with Madhavendra Puri right up until he departed from the world. And he was helping him to remember the Lord. So Ishvara Puri became the Acharya in the Parampara. If you look at the names of the Parampara, in our Parampara, they have listed 32 different names down to our founder Acharya, Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. And they put after Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, or before Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Madhavendra Puri was there, and after Madhavendra Puri, then Ishvara Puri. And then Ishvara Puri, after Ishvara Puri, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu offered his respects to Ishvara, to this Brahmana, because he was a disciple of Madhavendra Puri. And the Brahmana was shocked, because the Brahmana saw that Mahaprabhu is a sannyasi, and he's just a simple Brahmana man in the Grihastha life. And when Mahaprabhu offered obeisances to him, he said, no. He said, "You're a sannyasi." He said, "I am just in the Grihastha life." But Mahaprabhu said to him that, "No, because you're the disciple of Madhavendra Puri, who is the spiritual master of my spiritual master." So he said, "I respect you like my own spiritual master." And the Brahmana explained how Madhavendra Puri had come there to Mathura, and the Brahmana had brought Madhavendra Puri to his home and gave him prasadam. And the Brahmana got initiation from Madhavendra Puri at that time. So he explained all this to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is very happy. He could see, he went on to say that we can understand who is a devotee by their behavior. It's the behavior of the devotee which reveals who is actually the devotee. Our qualities, our characteristics, we can understand who is a devotee just from their behavior, right? We say achar. There's achar and prachar. These two words are interesting. Prachar is the preaching, and achar is the behavior. So coming out on a yatra like what we've been on for the last 3 weeks, it requires a lot of tolerance. It's not so easy. You know, you come away from your homes and you leave your comfortable homes and you come out moving around different places, traveling. On this yatra, we did quite a bit of traveling in the second half of the yatra. We spent the first half staying in Colombo, and when we stayed there in Colombo, we had a lot of classes. Every day, there were 4 classes, I think. And the classes were all like 2 hours and more. So we did a lot of hearing and chanting also. So it was a very powerful experience to be there and to take part in the program. Coming on a yatra like this, we learn a lot. We learn a lot of tolerance, that you're never sure where you're going to stay, and you're not very sure what you're going to get to eat. That's also another problem, you know, that when you're at home, probably most of you have your own cooking, cook what you want, and you know what you like. And we come out on the yatra and you get different things. The food may not always be just the way you like it. Sometimes too salty, sometimes too spicy, sometimes there's not enough. So many different issues are there, all which require our tolerance. We put up with these different difficulties. It is said that serving the lotus feet of the Lord, padasevanam, that this is done by devotees when they travel in holy places. So we have come here to Sri Lanka. We visited many different places which are connected with the pastimes of Lord Ramachandra. And we heard about his different activities in the different places. So we got a lot of information about Ram Leela, and we got a lot of experience traveling to these different places and seeing the different environments, the different situations. It's hard to imagine. You know, we're coming now, we're using a lot of technology, we had our vehicles and everything. But in the times of Lord Ramachandra, he had to build a bridge across the ocean to come here from India. Of course, Hanuman could jump across, but Lord Ramachandra, with the help of the other Vamanas, they constructed a bridge and came across. And we come very comfortably, we fly in, I think most of us all flew in, you know, even people coming from India probably flew in. You know, we come in and Lord Ramachandra, he went back to Ayodhya in the Pushpa Vaman, in the nice airplane, which was Ravana's vehicle. And we come in, what is it? Yajo Hong Kong Gongse or something, you know, Air Asia, budget flights, you know. So, yeah, we have it a little bit easier. We had of course, they had a team of people cooking, and we had a lot of arrangement, nice big buses taking us around everywhere. When the Buddha came here, they tell us the Buddha came here times, and Lord Rama came here. He just came one time to fight the Battle of Lanka, right? We never actually saw where is the battlefield, where all the fighting took place. We didn't get the chance to see where the palace of Ravana was. But anyway, this was the place. This is supposed to be the place, and we were coming and hearing the different pastimes taking place in on this island of Lanka. It's a powerful experience, just like in Vrindavan. When we're in Vrindavan, we go and visit the different Leela stands, the different places of Lord Krishna's pastimes, and we hear the pastime which took place in that particular place. And by being in that place, then you can more visualize the pastime which was taking place. So we have come here in Lanka, and we're hearing about Lord Ramachandra and seeing the different conditions which are here. So as devotees, we want to cultivate that mood, that eagerness to be more absorbed in the thought of the Lord, and not to worry about our own physical conditions and our bodily situation. Right? It's very easy to be in the bodily consciousness. What I like, what I don't like. We want everything our way. We like to have things done the way we want. But we come on parikrama and we learn to be flexible and tolerant and put up with all the different difficulties which are there. It's training. Just like the third stage of life is vanaprastha. Now, of course, not all of you are down to the third stage of life. Some of you are still young, and some not even married yet. So, but anyway, coming in the holy places, it's a bit like vanaprastha, you know, you enter into the forest. Vana means the forest. And you come, we've been visiting different forests as we traveled around the island. We've seen many different forests. And living in the forest, you know, things are a little austere. But that austerity is very powerful. It is purifying for us. If we don't do austerity, how will we go back to Godhead? We have to do austerity. Lord Rishabdev told his 100 sons, right? Lord Rishabdev, he told his sons, he was a ruler, he was an emperor, and he was going to retire and go to live in the forest. and he put his son on the throne. But before he went to the forest, he instructed his sons. And you can read in the Srimad Bhagavatam, this in the 5th canto, Lord Rishabdev. So Lord Rishabdev told his sons, Nayam deho dehabajam niriloke, kushtam kamar nahate vidbujam ye, tejo divyam putrakayena sattvam, shudayad yasmad brahmashokyam twanantam. Srila Prabhupada lectured on this verse many times. He was very fond of quoting this verse, and he lectured on this verse a lot. So Lord Rishabdev is telling his sons that don't try for sense gratification, because that sense gratification which you want in the pleasures of eating and sleeping and mating and defending, is that these pleasures are there even for the pigs. Even for the pigs which eat stool. They also eat nicely. They're thinking they're eating nicely. They fill their bellies. They sleep nicely. And they mate freely. And in this way they're thinking they're enjoying. But Lord Rishabdev told his sons, said, don't waste your life in that kind of activity, but rather you must do some austerity. Tejo divyam. You have to voluntarily accept some austerity, some difficulties in life. And by doing some austerity, we will purify ourselves. And then we can experience real happiness, real pleasure. Not the pleasure of the hogs and the dogs, but the higher pleasure, right? Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna speaks about the higher pleasure. Vishaya vinivartante niraharasya dehina rasovarjam rasopyastya param drisma nivartate. The embodied soul may be restricted from sense enjoyment, but the taste remains. But ceasing such pleasure by experiencing a higher taste, you can become fixed in consciousness. So we have the opportunity, by coming on this kind of yatra, we have an opportunity to get the higher taste. The taste of hearing and chanting and relishing topics of Lord Krishna in the association of devotees. Topics of the Lord, when heard in the association of devotees, are very pleasing to the ear and to the heart. Right? We sit at home and you hear, you sit comfortably, relaxing in your homes, and you're thinking, I'm hearing at home. But you never develop any vairagya. You don't get detached from the material situation. You don't accept any austerity. So the hearing will have a limited effect. You'll have to hear for a long time. But when you come into a situation like what we've been in for the last 3 weeks, moving and traveling and hearing and hearing and hearing regularly, more and more the topics of the Lord, we get the higher taste. We have to get attached to this business of hearing and chanting, right? We hear, and hopefully you remember something. We hope that you've had an opportunity to absorb something from the being in the association of devotees and being in the holy places, being in these different conditions, moving. When you move around, you don't get attached. We say, a rolling stone gathers no moss. Right? If the stone is moving, then it won't get bound with, but if it stays in one place, the grass will grow over the stone. So if the stone is rolling, it won't get covered. So the same way, by our own moving different places we've stayed in, we don't get attached. You don't have an opportunity to get too comfortable. That's actually good for us because it helps us to develop that detachment from the material existence. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to teach us that. Right? Mahaprabhu was glorified by Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. Bhattacharya, he understood that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was the Supreme Lord. We heard yesterday about Mahaprabhu's Satbhuj feature, 6 arms, 2 arms of Krishna, 2 arms of Lord Rama with the bow and arrow, and 2 arms of the sannyasi, one with the sannyasi danda and the other with the water pot. So this was Mahaprabhu. Mahaprabhu is none different from Lord Krishna and Lord Rama. And Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya glorified Mahaprabhu. He said, Vairagya Vidya Nija Bhakti Yoga Shikcharta Eka Purusha Purana Shri Krishna Chaitanya Sharira Dari Kripambudir Yastvam Maham Prapadye. Right? Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya is describing how Mahaprabhu has come to teach us knowledge, transcendental knowledge, and detachment from everything which does not have a connection with the Supreme Lord. Right? Vairagya. So this has been made very easy for us by coming out on the Yatra and traveling and moving around. We develop that detachment from the material. And we develop more taste for hearing. Without having an interest to hear, then we won't be comfortable on this kind of yatra. It would be very difficult for people who don't like to hear and chant. But we see people have come out on the yatra, and some people were not even chanting before, but just by being here on this yatra, they started to chant. They began their spiritual life out here on this kind of program. And there are many examples like that. People although usually we will tell people it's better that you're an experienced devotee, that you've already got a taste for hearing and chanting. But to bring people who are a little new, then it's a little difficult for them. They may find some difficulties. It's not like the normal tour group, you know. Yesterday when we went to that place, there were other tour groups, you know, so they were also coming and visiting, but they have a very different purpose from the devotees. The devotees come, we come to purify ourselves. Those people, they come to contaminate themselves, you know. They come for their sense gratification, they're getting the lower taste, and we're getting the higher taste. The same place, but a very different very different purpose in mind. That these other people, they want to enjoy their senses. We also want to enjoy our senses, but we enjoy our senses in relation to Krishna. We dovetail everything in the service of the Supreme Lord. Whether we say Krishna or Rama, whatever, Mahaprabhu, we don't mind. It's all the Supreme Lord. And we like to hear about his glories and his wonderful activities. So we had a nice opportunity to be together. Yesterday we celebrated also the festival of Govardhan Puja. And in a few days we will celebrate also a very important festival, the disappearance of His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. And Srila Prabhupada is the founder, Acharya, of course, of our society. And we want everyone to have a connection to Srila Prabhupada and to feel that you have a relationship with him. Just like when people come to the Krishna consciousness movement, they will often say, I'm looking for a guru. So we will bring them to Srila Prabhupada. The first person we should be introduced to is Srila Prabhupada. We don't say, I'll bring you to my guru, but we say, I'll bring you to our founder Acharya, because he is the guru of all the members of the society. And everyone should have a strong connection. And we receive initiation into the Krishna consciousness movement with the purpose of becoming more connected to Srila Prabhupada. And by connecting to Srila Prabhupada, we connect to the whole parampara, all the previous acharyas. So when we have that proper mood and that proper understanding, then we're very much united and we're very much one family. And that's very important for our Krishna consciousness movement. That we don't make any distinction on the basis of race or color or nationality or caste or anything like that. That is all material. The Krishna consciousness movement is a spiritual society, and we want to be on the spiritual platform. And it's very important that we have that spiritual vision to see everyone as a spirit soul, part and parcel of Lord Krishna. So coming out on the yatra and traveling around, being with the devotees every day, coming to programs and hearing and chanting and eating together, it's a very nice opportunity for all of us to cultivate more spirituality, to bring us to the spiritual platform. And this is what we need to keep our movement strong and healthy. Actually, it would be wonderful to bring more and more devotees on this kind of yatra. Everyone should get an opportunity to experience traveling and visiting these different places in the association of devotees. And it's wonderful to see that devotees could come from faraway places, like all the way from the USA, and to come all the way here to Sri Lanka to spend 3 weeks with the devotees, or 2 weeks maybe, but anyway, spending some time in the association of devotees. and we get to know what is it like to be in Krishna consciousness. Because at home, you have your own little griha, you have your own little family, your little sangha. It's not quite the same. We get too comfortable and too complacent. And in order to get detached, that's why the Vedic system is there. Varna ashram, right? The grihastas have to move on to vanaprastha. And vanaprastha means visiting holy places, getting out from the home and going to visit the different holy places. And who should be vanaprastha? The Vedas say, Pancha Sordvam Vanam Brajat. From the age of 50, then it's compulsory to move on into the next ashram. Because 50 means half the life is over. And you have to begin to prepare for the next life. So this is important for all of us. Coming on this yatra helps us to prepare for our next life, that we become more attracted to hearing and chanting and being with the devotees. Many of you did not have the opportunity to go and live in an ashram and to be with devotees. I joined the Krishna consciousness movement when I was 21. Now I'm quite a bit older. Anyway, I joined in London, and we had about 20 devotees there in the UK Yatra. And they were all young people. There were 2 ladies, and the rest were all men. Two ladies, one was French, one was American. And our movement was very new. It was just beginning, you know. But it was so joyful. It was so wonderful to be with the devotees, just living with them together and every day chanting Hare Krishna and reading the scriptures together and cooking together, going to market, doing everything for the service of Krishna. And so I had this opportunity in the beginning of quite early in my life. I very much appreciated it. Actually, when I joined, I was regretting that I had not joined sooner. I thought, I'm already so old. I'm already 21. If only I'd come when I was 16 or 17, it would have been better. Anyway, better late than never, we say. All right? And so, becoming later, you make a late start, you know, you have to catch up. Right? And coming on the yatras, traveling to different holy places, it's a very wonderful opportunity for us to do that. There are devotees from China. I see some of the devotees, they like to come. They come almost every yatra, wherever we go. We've been visiting different places. Ramapada Swami told me he wants to go to Nepal next year, for at least for 1 week, and then he will go to Vrindavan. Anyway, we try to encourage the devotees. If you can get a visa for India, of course you can go to India and visit the holy places. But it's actually, some ways, it's much nicer being here. Because you go to India, Mayapur, Vrindavan, it's so crowded. There's so many people, and you don't get much opportunity to do these things. But you come to like Sri Lanka or Nepal, other countries we've been visiting, like Thailand and so on, we have more opportunity to be with the devotees and to have nice Harinam, and to do preaching and book distribution. In India, these things, you can do them, but it's so crowded. There's so many people in the temple every morning, very difficult. Temple is always packed with people. Sometimes even you can't get in. You just have to be outside and look at the screen. But we have the opportunity to be much more closely connected with each other on this yatra, get to know each other better. And hopefully you've made new friends and look forward to meeting people again more in the future. So in Nectar of Instruction, Rupa Goswami also describes loving exchanges. Dadati prakrigrinati, guyam akyati prichati, bhongte bojayate chaiva, sadvidam pritilakshanam. So sadvidam pritilakshanam. There are 6 kinds of loving exchanges between one devotee and another. And we do try to practice these loving exchanges. Offering gifts and accepting gifts. Offering prasadam and accepting prasadam. And revealing one's mind in confidence and inquiring confidentially. These are the 6 kinds of loving exchange for us. So we do have nice opportunity. A couple of months ago, I took a yatra of our Chinese devotees in Nepal, and we went to Janakpur. Janakpur is the place of the father of Sita. And Mother Sita, of course, she appeared in not far away from that place. So Janakpur, while we were in Janakpur, we had the mayor of the town came to meet us because he heard Chinese devotees have come there to Janakpur. And they were, what? They were, oh, you know. And the mayor came to meet the devotees. And he brought each devotee, he brought them each a chadar. He gave them a very nice chadar. More than 50 devotees. And the mayor personally put a chadar around each and every devotee. So it was a very nice, loving exchange on his part. And he was a very nice man. He was appreciating our Krishna consciousness movement. Another time we were in Nepal. We were up in the mountainous region in Nepal. We were halfway up to Muktinath. Muktinath is one of the holy places way up in the top. And we were halfway up there. And there was a Sri Vaishnava temple. So the Sri Vaishnavas, you know, Ramanuja Sampradaya, they had a nice temple there, and they had a museum. The museum was 100,000 Shaligram Shilas. Yeah, 100,000 Shaligram Shila. It was amazing. A room like this size, and everywhere it was glass cages, and there were just Shaligram Shilas everywhere. All shapes and sizes, all different kinds of shaligrams. Because they come from there, you know, Nepal is the land of shaligrams. The Gandaki is there, and that's usually where the shaligrams come from. Anyway, we were at this temple, we had darshan. It's a beautiful place, very scenic. Just like yesterday, way up on the top of the mountain. Not this place, when we went to that Hanuman temple. Remember that Hanuman temple the other day we went to? Was on the mountain. It's a beautiful scenic view. So we were at the Sri Vaishnava temple. It was even more majestic than that Hanuman temple place. So very nice place. And the Acharya from the temple came and met us. And he was appreciating. He said, "Oh, I've never seen so many devotees from China before." And he said, "Only you people can do this." He said, "Only ISKCON can do this. You can go there." And he said, "We can't, we would never go there, you know. We would never go to China." He said, "But you ISKCON people, you go everywhere." So this of course is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's desire. And Srila Prabhupada encouraged us like this. Mahaprabhu predicted, "Priti viti achiyat nogor odigram, sarvatra prachar haibe moranam." So Nagar Adigram means every town and village that the holy name would be chanted, would be spread to every town and village all over the planet. So by the grace of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, now gradually this prophecy is coming true. And people are seeing. Devotees of Krishna are everywhere. Even here in this land of Lanka, in the land of Ravan. Right? Ravan is not the devotee, right? He was opposed to Lord Ramachandra. He just simply wanted Sita. He wanted to enjoy Mother Sita. And there are so many Ravans in the world today. They want Lakshmi. They want the energy of the Lord. They simply want the money, you know. They don't want Krishna. They just want the money. They want Lakshmi. And they try to take, just like Ravan, he tried to take Sita away from Ram. And so it brought his own disaster on him. So materialistic people are like Ravana. They're trying to take the energy of the Lord away from the Lord. And our business is to get that energy and use it for the service of the Lord. And so we are trying to do that by our own example. We want to show people how the devotees live, what are their activities. Yeah, devotees, we can also have families and children and bring our children up also to be devotees. We saw many children taking part in the Yatra and we see them grow up very nicely. I was admiring the young people, how they were playing the mridanga so nicely and playing the instruments and chanting. So very fortunate we see, just like Srila Prabhupada, when he was a young child, he learned to play mridanga. So now so many young men are also growing up, although they grow up in America, still they can play very nice mridanga. It's very wonderful, very pleasing to Mahaprabhu and very pleasing to Srila Prabhupada. I remember when I came to Mayapur, it was a Gurpurnima festival, and Prabhupada was speaking to the devotees, and he said to us, he said, "Don't mind the difficulties." And he knew, we came to Mayapur like 1975, 74. There was nothing, very little there. Just had one building, the Lotus building. So where will we stay? Sometimes we sleep on the veranda. Sometimes we sleep along the wall, different places. But Prabhupada had told us, don't mind the difficulties. And he would tell us things like, don't eat in restaurants. Also, he told us like that. He didn't want us to eat in restaurants. He said, now you are devotees, you have got neck beads, and you put on tilak, and you have shikas and so on. He said, everyone can see you are the devotee, so you should not go to restaurants. So, of course, it's important that we have nice prasadam, and we hope that you're all being satisfied and you're getting proper prasadam. We hope it's not been too austere for you. And we're very happy that so many of you could come out and join with us on this yatra. So are there any questions or comments? Anyone? Yes? Wait.
对，您今天那个主题是说讲品质。那么在前几天的课程中，您提到过Krishna有64项品质，然后我查阅了一下，其中有一项是叫宗教心。然后我记得《薄伽梵歌》中说，抛弃一切种类的宗教，只皈依我，我把你从一切苦难中解救出来。那么Krishna的这个宗教心是什么意思呢？哈雷Krishna。
Guru Mani.
Today's lecture, the topic is about character, quality. Krishna has 64 qualities. One is religiosity. In Bhagavad Gita, it says Sarvadharma Parityajam. Also says, so what does this dharma mean? Is it connected with the religiosity in the quality of Krishna?
Yes. In one place, of course, we know, 4th chapter, Lord Krishna said, Dharma samstarpanartaya sambhavami yuge. Krishna comes to establish religion. And then in the 18th chapter, Krishna said to give up religion. So we have to understand the use of the word dharma in these different situations. And one way Lord Krishna is coming to establish dharma. Dharma, what is the meaning of dharma? Well, satyam, there are 4 pillars of religion. The 4 legs of the bull. The bull is called dharma, right? The bull stands on 4 legs, and the 4 legs are the pillars of dharma. Satyam, Socham, Daya, Tapa. Satyam means truthfulness, and Socham means cleanliness. Daya means mercy, and Tapa means austerity. So these 4 principles are upheld in our Krishna consciousness movement when we follow the 4 principles. We talk about, for example, tapa, austerity, is destroyed by intoxication. By taking intoxication, then you lose your austerity. And daya, mercy, is destroyed by meat eating, killing animals, eating animal flesh. Then it destroys the quality of mercy. Cleanliness is destroyed by illicit connection with the other sex. And satya, truthfulness, is destroyed by lying, propaganda, by gambling and cheating. So, dharma means to establish these 4 principles. Now, when Lord Krishna said to give up dharma, he is talking on a different level. He said we should give up material dharma. Material dharma is a kind of cheating religion. Just like in the Srimad Bhagavatam, in the beginning of the Srimad Bhagavatam, 2nd verse, Srila Vyasadeva says, Dharma projita kaitava traparamo narmat saranam satam. He said, this Srimad Bhagavatam completely rejects all religion, all dharma, which is materially motivated. So that is called Kaitava Dharma. If your religion or your dharma is motivated by material purposes, then that is cheating. Just like if the lady says to the man, I love you, but she's thinking, where's the money? Right? So that is the kind of cheating. Right? So similarly, people go to God and they pray, I love you. And they're thinking, where's the money? And so that kind of motivation, that kind of religious practice is cheating. And that has to be given up. That is when Krishna says, give up all religion, he's saying give up the religion which is materially motivated and just surrender to him. Take shelter of him and he can deliver. He said, I will free you from all sinful reactions. Do not fear. We have to have that faith in Lord Krishna. So faith is a very important thing. And by coming out on the yatra, we hope you get more faith. Seeing the places and hearing the pastimes which took place there. Being with all the devotees and hearing also about the philosophy and how to understand it, we increase our faith. Faith is there all the way through. We never give up faith. We want to strengthen our faith more and more as we go on in Krishna consciousness. The beginning of the devotional path is with faith. They say Adau Shraddha. Adau Shraddha, tata, and then it goes on, tata sadhu sango, tabhajana kriya, anartha nivriti. So 9 different stages. But the beginning, the foundation, faith. And that faith has to become stronger and stronger as we go on in Krishna consciousness. We should never say, oh, I've lost faith. That's very bad, very unfortunate. If someone said, oh, I've no faith anymore. Oh, that's very bad. What happened? Why? So we have to be very careful. We have to always strengthen our faith. And we do that by hearing and chanting, by being in the association with devotees, people who are practicing seriously the activities of Shravanam and Kirtan Vishnu. So faith is a very important thing. So Dharma Prabhupada would sometimes describe it. He said, religion is not a very suitable way to translate Dharma. But he said, Dharma is the nature of something. And everyone has their nature. She has her nature, he has his nature. We all have our particular nature. But what is that? Actually, our dharma is to be servant. Everyone is actually servant. But somebody is serving their dog, somebody is serving their cat, somebody is serving their family, somebody is serving their country. We have different visions of service, who we're doing service for. But our actual spiritual position is to be servant of Krishna. So the nature of every living entity is to be engaged in some kind of service. Whether you are Hindu or Muslim or Christian or Buddhist, everyone is meant to be a servant. There is one Supreme Lord and all others are his servant. So we try to explain this point. Of course, not everybody can understand, but we try to get people to understand. There's one God over everyone. He is the master, and we are all his servants. So we want to give up the cheating religion, the cheating tendency that we've come to get something from him. But rather, our mood should be to give. We should be thinking, the Lord has given me so much. He has given me so many things. I'm so much obliged to him. I must give something for him. This should be our mood, right? Prabhupada said, I did not go to America. Prabhupada said, I did not go to America to take, I came to give them, right? So many people go to America and they're going there for the job and like that to make some money. Prabhupada said, I did not go to America to take. I came to give what they have lost, what they have forgotten. Our business is to give. We want to give Krishna consciousness, right? We are meant to give. That is the greatest act. Charity, the highest charity, to give the holy name. So we want to have that mood, cultivate that mood in our own lives and in our lifestyle, the mood of giving, trying to appreciate more and more how we can give service, what we can do to help others. All right? Any other question? What time is it? Okay, still 10 minutes. Is it? What time? Yeah? Yes, Maharaji has a question. Yeah?
Hare Krishna，顶拜Guru Maharaj，顶拜所有的奉献者。我觉得今天Bhaktivedanta Narasimha Guru Maharaj 对我们这次的 Yatra 做了一个非常好的，然后非常深入的这样的一个总结。让我们能够更好的通过今天 Guru Maharaj 的这堂课来反思我们在今天这一次的Yatra当中我们有什么样的一个收获和感受，所以我也想代表中国的奉献者来讲几句。
Obeisance to Maharaj and to all the devotees. I think today Maharaj had made a very good, very nice summary of the Yatra we had over the last more than 20 days. So this summary has given us an opportunity to reflect what we all have learned during this time. So I would like to speak a few words on the behalf of all the Chinese devotees.
因为我们中国的奉献者也是像哈努曼一样从很远的地方，哈努曼是跳跃着来到了斯里兰卡，然后我们是乘坐飞机来到了斯里兰卡，但是可能我们在来之前都不知道在这里我们会经历什么样的事情。
The Chinese devotees, we are just like the Hanuman. The Hanuman jumped over the ocean to come to Lanka, but we took the airplane to come to Lanka. Before coming here, we didn't know what could happen.
但是在来了之后，我的感受就是，哇，Krishna他是一个非常非常出色的小偷贼，因为好像我们一直在大家不断的在丢东西，我们一直在不断的找我们的钱包，找我们的手机，找我们的耳机，找我们的这个行李，各种东西，然后就想，这个 Krishna 为什么要这样做？可是在这个过程当中，我们发现这个结果可能困难很多，但是结果是很圆满的，都是很神奇的，这些东西都被找了回来。
We feel Krishna is such a wonderful thief because the Chinese devotees keep losing their stuff, their wallet, their phone, and many other things. We were wondering why Krishna was doing this to us, but the result was perfect.
是的，所以这个我觉得真的是一次非常奇妙的一个旅行。就是我的感受，就在这个过程当中，真的是 Krishna 让我们去带入了哈努曼的这个心境。就是在这个过程当中，虽然有很多的困难和挑战，但是只要我们有强烈的去服务主、服务灵性导师、服务奉献者的愿望，然后我们能够有坚定的信念，就会去达成任务，就像哈努曼去找到了西塔一样。所以我们在这个过程当中也更好的获得了如何去做一个仆人，成为仆人的这样的一个体会和感受。
Krishna really took us into the rasa, the mentality of Hanuman, because after overcoming so many difficulties, we become more determined in our service to serve Krishna, to overcome more difficulties, to be a very determined servant of Krishna.
所以我觉得我们都是在学习中的小哈努曼。所以在这个过程当中呢，如果我们的这个跟大家的联谊过程当中，或者我们的服务过程当中有什么样的冒犯，也恳请各位的这个原谅。
We are all like the little Hanumans. During our service, if there's anything we did that's not appropriate, we beg for the forgiveness of all the devotees.
下面这个我是对中国奉献者说的，就是如果我个人在这个服务过程当中，我想可能有做的不到位的地方，也请求大家的原谅哈。然后我接着要说的是，就是我在这个过程当中，我相信大家都感受到了，就是实际上就是 Gurudas Prabhu 他们的这个团队是非常出色的，做了这些我们看到或者我们看不到的这些服务，所以我觉得他们是真正的哈努曼的军团，他们是真正的英雄。
The group of Gurudas Prabhu did so many things. Some of the service we could observe, we could see, and some service we do not know what they did, but they are the real heroes for us.
对，所以非常感谢他们。Thank you for them, the team, very nice. Thank you. And 我想 let us to say 3 Haribol to the Chinese devotees and all the devotees. Let's sing together. Haribol, Haribol, Haribol. 谢谢。Hope to see every devotee next year. Thank you very much.
Okay, I think we could. Some more comment?
Hare Krishna， 深深的顶拜古鲁玛哈扎姐，顶拜各位在座的奉献者。就是在这一段，我想先谈一下我的感受啊。第一次来到斯里兰卡，就是有一种被爱深深的包围着的感觉，就觉着每天都在爱的滋养当中去成长。特别是整个聆听课程的过程，由对这个 Ramayana 有的不了解，到就像剥洋葱一样，一层一层的剥开，到现在这个线路的清晰，非常感恩2位 Guru Maharaj 和Ananda Prabhu 的给我们的这个精彩的讲课。
So first of all, I would like to pay obeisance to Guru Maharaj and to all the devotees. So when I came here, I feel that we are surrounded by love. And we have the opportunities to listen to the classes by 2 Maharajas, and also by lectured by Nityananda Prabhu. Nityananda Prabhu.
就是在这经历着这么长时间的过程当中，我们也遇到了这样那样的问题，但是我非常感动的是服务团队给予大家的这种热情的帮助支持，而且最后结果非常圆满，非常感动。
Although we met with many difficulties, but I was moved and touched by the Seva team. They have provided so many the Seva for all the devotees, and the ultimate result is very good.
这一段时间跟圣人的联谊以及跟奉献者的联谊，我觉着每天都是充满着热情，充满着学习的这个 那个期待，特别是得到了很多圣人的仁慈以及奉献的仁慈，非常非常的感恩。
This period is a period of sadhu sangha, and I got a lot of opportunities to associate with so many sadhus, so many devotees. I learned so much from them. So I very appreciate all their association.
好，下面我有一个问题请教 Guru Maharaj， 就是在我们这个卡利年代，就是已经丢失掉了，就是比如宗教原则如果是4条腿的话，已经现在只存在了就是真诚。
So next is my question. In this age of Kali, the 4 qualities, only 1 quality remain. That is truthful.
在这个卡利年代，现在真诚已经不存在了，非常非常的感觉，现在真诚的品质也一点一点的在消失。
But even these remaining quality become less and less. People become less and less truthful.
我的问题是，就是所有的其他3项品质已经消失掉了，但是刚刚 Guru Maharaj 又讲，让我们来去做到这份苦行，是不是很不容易？
So my question is that we didn't have the other 3 qualities, but Guru Maharaj asked us to come to this kind of yatra to do austerity tapasya. So it seems very difficult.
我们有这样一波人可以来到斯里兰卡，但是也有很多没有条件的奉献者，也是很渴望学习。其实我的感觉是，他们在家的学习是不是和我们在这儿学习是一样的，也算是一种苦行。虽然他们没有参加到旅行当中，是不是应该也认为他们在家也是一种苦行，也是跟随我们这个斯里兰卡团队一起在旅行。Hare Krishna， 我的问题就是这样。感恩 Guru Maharaj。
So I was concerned about other devotees who cannot come to this kind of yatra. They can only remain at home to listen, to watch this kind of yatra. So my question that because it's very difficult for them to come personally to this kind of yatra.
他们在家里是不是也是？
Oh, is that they are also doing the tapasya austerity, even they are staying at their own home?
Well, if they're staying at their home and doing austerity, then they'll get purified. But austerity means in relation to Krishna. Is your microphone working? Okay. All right. So, if people can come on the yatra, then we're fortunate. My point is, you're out on the yatra, we take advantage and we understand how fortunate we are to be out here. It's of course, not everybody can come on the yatra. Some people have health difficulties. Some people can't come because of economic difficulties, different reasons. But still, they can practice at home. Krishna consciousness can be done anywhere. Everybody can practice Krishna consciousness in your own home. Bhaktivinoda Thakur stayed at home for many years in family life. Prabhupada was in family life for many years. And you can make advancement. You hear and chant. You have to do the things like what we're doing out here, just as we're chanting and hearing. So if you're at home and chanting and hearing, then you can also make advancement. Doesn't depend, not that everybody has to come out here, but if we can come out here, we're fortunate. It's certainly it's easier for us. It's more difficult to do it at home. So many disturbances, so many distractions. Okay. So we'll stop here. Time is up, I think. We have to take breakfast. And thank you all very much for your association. And we hope we will see you all again. Srila Prabhupada ki. Sri Lanka Parikrama ki. Gaur Premanande.
Jai.